Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. I just spray foamed all the seams inside my new battery box I built. It's been sitting out under the tiny house here overnight to let the polyurethane cure. So I'm going to let the foam cure, and then I got to go look for some sheet metal to line the inside of the wood paneling here. And that's going to happen. And then inside the tiny house, guys, if you follow me, I just put up the first piece of new trim I made right here. And it doesn't look bad at all next to the store-bought stuff. And mind you, I'm going to be painting the entire wall and the trim all the same color, so should line up pretty decently. I got to add another screw down here. I see a little seam there. So this one I can't run yet until I get the stain up, or the trim stain pieces in. But I can't do that until I start painting the walls. So that's gonna be something. So I guess I can do the area around it with paint and then let the paint dry after 2 coats and then do the rest. I'm gonna have to do something like that. I gotta pull that connector or 2 up there. I think we got a tiny little bit more rain last night. Looking at the tank here. Looks like it. So that's not bad. Not very light rain. And the other thing I gotta do, guys, is I don't really want to paint today, but may have to get started. I only got the 1 can of white, so I went to the, remember guys, I told you I went yesterday to the paint store and the hardware store. And why did I go to both places? Well, I went to the paint store first. They told me there's a paint shortage. Guy was really honest. He's like, we can't help you. And I was like, what? And he said apparently down in Texas, since they got shut down with that ice storm way back when, they could not produce, or it shut their factories down, could not produce paint. And I'm like, okay. So I went over to the hardware store. They had paint, but it was extremely expensive. So a guy at the paint store told me, come back Tuesday and possibly they may have some stuff because they're having like a mega blowout sale. So yeah. So who knows that the guys, this COVID crap is unbelievable. I'm lucky I don't have to spend, like, I'm not starting from scratch. I'm lucky I didn't have to buy any lumber. I have to buy paint because I need it maintenance to keep things up, and I gotta buy exterior paint to keep things up outside at the tiny house. But man, I tell you what, insanity going on. Anyways, I will see what I can get done today. I'm pretty tired this morning. I woke up super early today at like 7 in the morning for some reason. Not fun. I tried going back to bed, but that normally doesn't happen once I get up. Yeah, so I'll start puttering around and get some more stuff done. I gotta help my dad out. He's gonna use up a lot of my 2x4s that I removed that has the foam and the mold on it. And I said, well, if you're gonna use it, make sure you heavily get rid of the mold. I got plenty of bleach here. So I'm gonna make a little pile outside for him, because he's fixing up his trailer before winter too, and he's gonna be lowering the ceiling in his little work area where the wall furnace is. So, oh, and he installed the 12-volt fan. It works great over in his It's a propane wall furnace. So his fan's in the bottom and it just helps move the heat up. And it seems to work pretty well. So it's going to run a long time off that 100 amp hour battery he has. Being it's only 12 volt at like 0.5 amps. It's going to run pretty much forever on that. So that's going to be nice. Anyways, I will get pottering around and see what I can do. Probably most likely be working heavily on the battery box. I'm gonna find some sheets of metal that I can line it with, and then I will get some, I got some Mylar back here that I can stuff in there to line the box. And then I can't really start on the sand just yet, because one, it's not cool enough yet. Two, I'm not filling the box with sand and then trying to get it over to that end of the tiny house. Not gonna happen. So I may start ripping some components down off my wall back here, which probably makes sense. But I'll do that later on. So I'll get back to you guys in a bit. See ya. Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. The foam is pretty much cured. It doesn't take too long. So what I did was I lined the bottom with some sheets of scrap metal that I layered up 2 or 3 thick, because the bottom's going to be pretty important. More so the sides though, because I'm going to have 2 inches of sand on top of this metal, but it's all going to help. So I have some other pieces here that I got to use up, and I'm going to probably scrounge for some more. I'm going to have to go and attach these to the wood sides here. And once that's done, we should be good. I'm really not worried about these guys at all, but just mostly the side walls of the box. Now I purposely built it with a space all the way around the batteries when they're in here connected. That way I could have a decent amount of sand all the way around the batteries. But the majority of the sand, the 2 inches at least, will be on the bottom base. So we should be good. Now, anybody asking, what is the purpose of this box? What is the purpose, guys, of this box? Lithium batteries are pretty safe. Yeah, they are. All of my batteries have a built-in BMS. Everything's made in China. So quality control is a bit of an issue, okay? And this just ensures if anything does happen to the batteries, it's an insurance policy. If one of the cells blows up, it'll mitigate the damage substantially because it's surrounded by sand. And if there's heat generated on the top of, well, heat rises, so if the top of the cell burns through, any heat that's generated enough to melt plastic will trigger melting one of the bags of sand that will be placed on top of the box. And then thus, no plastic bag, sand, then the gravity takes over and sand rushes into the box to snuff out whatever's going on. Passively, security, I don't have to be there for any excitement. The bags of sand will do the job. They will flood the compartment with more sand, thus snuffing it out, no oxygen, and stopping the tiny house from burning down or your place from burning down. So I'm going through step by step showing you the battery box build here. A lot of it's been time-lapse video though, so I don't care how you build your box, but you gotta have some metal, you gotta have some sand, and you gotta have bags of sand on top to ensure safety, okay? Because everybody's gonna have different batteries, different dimensions, The size of the box doesn't matter really. It's whatever, how many batteries do you have in your system? That's the size box you want to build, and you want to build it a little bit bigger. That way you have a decent amount of sand all the way around your cells, basically. And yeah, I think we're coming along. So I'm gonna keep on trucking, just get some more metal on this box, and then go from there.